Welcome everyone to Neverwinter on PC. My name is Bjørnar and today I'll be giving you an overview on the changes of MOD18 Infernal Descent. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you would like to see more information or videos about Neverwinter, hit the subscribe button. So, MOD18 came to preview last night. This morning I was processing some of the changes because I didn't know all that we know right now. So, this video will be a brief overview on the changes. I will not go into depth of everything, but let's go into it. So, the first item is the map. Right now I'm on the new map, the zone, and this zone is called Warlayn here. A part of it is exactly the same as the strongholds. It actually also has some of the insides of the stronghold, but a big part of it is just wilderness. Basically, Infernal Descent has happened. Demons and devils have landed upon the stronghold map and they've made this into some kind of hell. So with this map we also get a new campaign. The campaign is called Descent into Avernus. This campaign has the same layout as previous ones. You have a couple campaign tasks, and at the end, when you did the last one, you can unlock boons. It doesn't show exactly how many, but I'm pretty sure this is 4 again. So we have a weekly haul again of 100. You start with 100, and all these the cost of these things increases by 25 each time, but you will also increase your weekly haul by 25 for each of these tasks, or at least for the first 3 tasks here. You will have repeatable dailies you can do, basically the same as Barovia, and a couple of weeklies that you can do that give 25 items. This is just the same as Chult and Barovia. You can see it like that. It's the same layout. On this map we also have heroics, big ones and small ones. The big ones are relatively tough. They're not, you cannot really do them by yourself. So then, we also have a new dungeon. It's called Infernal Citadel. You can find it in the Epic Dungeons list. And we have an enemy rating here of 35,000. As we know, Tower of the Mad Mage had 30,000, so this one has 5,000 more, which means that all the caps are 5,000 more. I did add all of the caps in the Pocket Wiki, so you can find them there if you need to figure out what they are, if you're not sure. In this dungeon, and I will be uploading also a run through of this dungeon, which I actually just recorded, to show you a little bit how it works. The first boss is relatively easy, if I'm honest, if you know what to do, I guess, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. The second and third boss, however, need a little bit of tactics. You need to know what is going to happen when. And I will cover those tactics probably in that one video with the run through. I will do that textually, I guess. So that's the new dungeon. I know a lot of people are struggling with this, but that's just because it's new. We need to learn. Then, also, of course, with the new mod, we also have new items. And we get higher item level items. We get item level 1200 gear pieces as Infernal Forged Armor. We get item level 1200 trousers and shirts. And we get item level 1250 set. This you can earn in the new Infernal Citadel dungeon. And these you can earn with the seals that you can get, so you can buy them. There are also some other gear pieces, antiquities, as they have been called a couple of times in Chult, Barovia, etc. Typically these are from hunts, but I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe these will drop in the heroic encounters, the big ones. There's also a new artifact set. Here you see the Book of Vile Darkness, you see the Engine Master's Mantle and the Whip of the Ernies. This will give you a new set bonus, which is called Call to Evil. You do 5% more damage to demons, devils and fiends. Very useful on this map, of course. And we also have some new companions. Those are the, where are they? Here, the Hellhounds, which looks like this. It looks pretty aggressive. With Hellhound Senses, increases the drop rate. So this is just to get your campaign stuff sooner. I don't know how good it is skill-wise, but yeah, this is also in the character builder, by the way, as well as the gear, by the way. I added everything in the character builder already. But there are two more companions that are released with this, and those are the Succubus and the Incubus. And the weird thing about those two is that, well, the Succubus is the female version and the Incubus is the male version. But other than that, they have exactly the same offense power: Fiendish, Charmer's Distraction, and Potency. Potency, Fiendish, Charmer's Distraction. And they also have exactly the same skills: Deadly Kiss, Draining Kiss, Enhanced Deadly Kiss, and Necrotic Claw. Did I have this one? Anyway, this one, as you can see, is exactly the same thing. So that's a little bit odd. We have exactly the same companion, but we have two different genders for it. That's new. So as I said, I have added all of this, the companions and also all of the new gear, in my internal version of the character builder, which I will be releasing that with a different video. So that's out of the way. Then we get to class balance. I guess a lot of people were crying for class balance, and we did get it. I'm not going to read through all of the class balance changes. I'm just going to mention very shortly what happened approximately. But before we go to the class balance changes, one thing did change, which kind of needed to change, because this, where is it? The Wicked Artifacts, the Shard of Orcus wand, or actually the Demon Lord's Immortality set, has been best in slot for way too long. I think this came out in mod 7 or 8, and it was best in slot in mod 17, and that's a little bit too long. So if you look at the bottom, you see 3 of set deal up to 10% additional damage based on the difference in hit points percentage between the player and the target. This used to be 20%. And what does this mean? Well, it's maybe in some cases it will still be best in slot. It's not completely dead. It was really overpowered. But in a lot of cases you might be better off with someone else, something else actually. For the Ranger, the music box set seems to be a nice replacement. This is not up 100% of the time, but it does give a 15% more damage to enemies that are not facing you when you use a daily power. And together with the Envenom Storyteller's Journal, you can do a lot of these Call of the Storms. So you can keep this up fairly often. It's not 50%, it's actually more than that. Maybe about 75% uptime on this. So that's a good replacement. Then the class balance. The Warden Ranger, which, as you know, I play, got a small nerf. We got some critical severity lowered. We also got our crit strike lowered because of the Skirmisher's Gambit that has been nerfed. It used to reduce crit strike by 3000 and increase crit severity by 30%, and now it's 10,000 and 25%, so the penalty is higher and the gain is lower. Also, the other part here is that Focused now doesn't give 2.5% more damage per stack up to a total of 25, but now 2% more damage per stack up to a total of 20. So we got those two hits along with the Demon Lord hit. So our damage is a little bit lower. Tower of the Mad Mage is not adapted for this, so the other classes, well, we're going to have a little bit more of a struggle there. But we will have to see how it goes. The Hunter Ranger, on the other hand, so the other Paragon, which didn't get much love in the past, has received a significant buff. As I said, I'm not going to go through all of the separate changes. I'm just going to mention that this got a buff. Then the Dreadnought Fighter also was lagging behind. It got a decent sized buff. The Arbiter Cleric got a decent sized buff. And the Hellbringer Warlock got another buff. It already got a buff before, but now with MOD18 it got another buff. So then we come to the visual changes. Here you can already see the buff bar. It's bigger, but that's not what I'm trying to say. But we have received updates on these icons. So before you had certain icons here. Let me see, this is Swordman's perk. I think this looked already different before. Now it looks like this. The Charged Fury also didn't look like this before. I don't recognize the symbol at all. It is that I see it now. But a lot of icons have been changed. So that's the first thing. So the second thing that has changed is the world map. As you can see here, I think the color is a little bit gone, and we have a couple less icons on here. For Underdark is gone, Icewind Dale is gone, Undermountain and Chuld and stuff are gone. Those things have been moved here to the top, which, well, not my preference. I would have liked it to the side here, but it is what it is. So now you can select up here a submap and you go there. And you can click up here to go to the next one. You don't have to use these arrows, although you can. If you click them, you go to the next one. That works. It's whatever is your preference. The last visual change, and for that I will go to an enemy real quick. So the third thing is these the names that you see here. You see this Hellhound. It says a name at the bottom. Up above its name you have one or more dots, and above that you see Devil. This means that this Hellhound is of the type Devil. If you have items, overloads, or anything, boons, that buffs damage against devils, that means it will increase the damage or lower its damage from you for that enemy. You can also have enemies with more dots. The dots basically show the strength of the enemy. I think it goes up until 5 dots. This is all one. Let's see if we can find one with more than 1 dot. Here we have Ember Fangs with 4 dots. So these are a little bit more powerful. Especially in a group. But yeah, this is nice, so you can actually see how strong an enemy is before you engage it. So, there's also all kinds of visual updates for animations, but you will find those out yourself. So, if you have any remarks on this video or any suggestions on what to investigate next, feel free to leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.